You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey folks, Matty D here. Just want to let you know that this is part one of a two-part series. The second half of this show is available over at the Hey I Got a New Book podcast.com. Welcome to Comics with My Kids podcast, the official podcast for the Comic Corner Box at comiccornerbox.blogspot.com. I'm your host, Matt D, and with me today is...
Logan D.
And who do we have?
Tessa B.
With a new book from Dav PIlkey. Hey, Tessa, what is the name of the book that we are reviewing today?
Cat Kid Comic Club.
All right. And Logan, who wrote Cat Kid Comic Club?
Dav PIlkey, like you said.
So, Tessa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Cat Kid Comic Club?
Cat Kid and Molly are the main characters. They're the presidents of the CKCC. What's that stand for? Cat Kid Comic Club. And is Cat Kid actually called Cat Kid? Or does he have like a different name? His name is Dav PIlkey. No, not Dave. That's the author. His name is Little Petey.
Okay. Now, this book is a spin-off from the Dogman series, where we're actually introduced to Little Petey. Logan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dogman's tie to Little Petey, and then we'll talk a little more about this book.
So, Dogman kind of like adopted Little Petey, and Little Petey was made by Petey by a machine. Yeah, a cloning machine.
And Dogman hangs out with Dogman. Now, is Little Petey a good guy or a bad guy?
Good guy.
All right. How did the Cat Kid Comic Club come about?
Well, I haven't read all of the Dogman books, but I think I've read like 4 or 5. There's 8. Okay. So, they just started it. It doesn't tell us in the book how. Hold on real quick.
Logan has a little bit of a head cold.
So the comic club started. So the first 3 panels of the comic. So Molly, the vice president, I think she's like a little tadpole, says, "Hey guys, welcome to the first meeting of the Cat Kid Comic Club." And all the little frogs said, "Hi, hi."
It's quite the tongue twist.
So that's the 3 first panels, and I still have no idea how it came about.
Okay. Well, we'll bring the listeners in and explain that the cat...
Okay, I'm back.
Anyway, the Cat Kid Comic Club came about because Molly and Petey, because they both liked comic books.
And it's not called Cat Kid Comic Club, it's just called Comic Club. It's called Cat Kid Comic Club. Sure.
So, what do they do in the Cat Kid Comic Club?
So, their first assignment was actually to fail.
Fail?
Yeah. No, the first assignment was to make a list of things they liked. Oh, yeah. The second assignment was to fail. Because everyone was on page 33. The 4th panel says, so Molly says, "And the rest of you, I'm so disappointed. Fear. You're all a bunch of Brady frogs. You're scared of making mistakes. You're terrified of messing up." And Cat Kid said, "Molly's right. You're afraid to fail." Little Petey. Yeah, Little Petey, I'm sorry. Molly's right. You're afraid to fail, so you didn't even try. If you guys want to be in this club, then you gotta get over your fears. So, your assignment for tomorrow is to fail.
You know, that's a pretty good policy. Because if you fail at something, then you know that you can improve. You can get better.
Well, that doesn't quite work. They try to fail, but they make it pretty good. And anyway, they give out awards.
Awesome.
My favorite picture in when they were giving out awards was when little Petey was cutting them out. They were just stars. Not stars, little paper badges.
So, the club itself, they make their own comic books?
Yeah. Basically. That's all they do. I've actually written 2 books. Bob the Blob and the Dot.
After reading this book, you started making your own comics?
No, that was way before. Maybe first grade or so.
Well, still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, whenever I had any free time, I would color in my... It wasn't a comic, it was just a storybook. They were very small, though. So
I write stories all the time. Although it's not by choice, it's by doing homework.
Oh yeah, those were just free time. So I have no clue where they are now. They are very lost.
No.
And for the dots, my teacher, Mrs. Moser, gave me a star because she was so proud of me.
Nice. Well, it's really cool to get stars like Molly and Petey gave out. The Cat Kid Comic Club, what kind of comics do the kids make?
So one of them was called Monster Cheese Sandwich. It's not monster, it's monster. And my dog, which is so silly. And also...
How's your dog silly?
Huh?
How's your dog silly?
If you read I'm not going to read it out loud, but you can.
Oh! Now I get it. This story, I thought you actually had a dog that was funny.
My grandma has a dog, which is silly. Her name is Cleo. And the other comic was Super Fail. And the cute little fluffy cloud of death. The cloud was dead.
So, is this a big club? Do they have a lot of comics in this book then?
Well, hold on, I have to count all of these.
Oh, you don't have to count them. Is there more than 3?
Way more than 3 people in this club.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask the next question to Logan then. Logan, what is your favorite comic book from the kids in the Cat Kid Comic Club? I'm gonna have a hard time saying that. Well, I'll let you think about that. Same question to you then,
The
Tessa.
cute little fluffy cloud of death.
The cute little fluffy cloud of death. Why is that your favorite?
Well, I like the colors, and it was silly, and I really liked it. And also, there are 21 people in the Cat Kid Comic Club.
Wow, that's a lot of comics in there.
Not including Little Petey and Molly. No. They were working together, so there were not as many comics.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Logan, did you think about it? What's your favorite comic in the Cat Kid Comic Club?
I like the Monster Sandwich one.
Yeah. That one was silly.
What do you like about the Monster Sandwich one?
I like it because the monster cheese sandwich tries to attack the baby, so the baby trips him with a banana peel. They become friends, then the baby just eats him.
Is there a main bad guy in this book, or is it all just a bunch of little comic books?
There is no bad guy. It's just about the comics. The only bad guys are the ones inside of the comics, inside that comic.
Very, very crazy having a comic within a comic within a comic.
No, it's kind of one of those.
It's a comic within a comic.
Yeah, basically. A bunch of comics in one comic.
All right, so then, Logan, let me ask you this question. What can you tell us about the different comics? Were they all drawn the same way, or is there differences between the comic books?
There's slight differences in between them. Like, some are colored differently. Some have no color except for in the back. Some were made by 2 people. Some were made by more people. And they all just had something that Flippy didn't like.
Who's Flippy?
He's the fish.
Yeah, the robot fish.
Whoa, wait. There's a robot fish?
Yes, he came in at book 3.
Book 3 of what? This is book 1 of Cat Kid Comic Club.
Yeah, he came in book 3 of Dogman.
Oh, so yet another crossover character. Okay, I got it.
Just like all the frogs came from the book 7.
Okay. You know what? I want to point out that I thought was a really neat comic book story as I went through the book. I liked, what was it? It was...
Was it the one about haiku?
No, it was the one used action figures and pictures. Where is it at? It has a funny name.
Yeah, because they threw it off the cliff.
Something like spider butt.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that one. Came across it. Where is it?
Hand it here. That's the party. The party's after them.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Chubb's Mixed Spider Butt. I thought that was hilarious because they take pictures of action figures and made a comic book out of that.
Yeah.
Actually, they smashed action figures and mashed them together.
They dropped them off.
That was only a preview.
Yeah. It was silly, though. Chubb's Mixed Spider Butt.
And also there was, Fluffy Cloud of Death Cookies.
Yeah.
So, Logan, you're quite familiar with Dav PIlkey. You've read virtually all of the Dogman books. So, what do you prefer more, Cat Kid Comic Club or the Dogman book?
I can't say because there's 8 Dogman books versus 1 Cat Kid Comic Club.
Good opinion. How about you, Tessa? You've read a couple Dogman books, and you've also read the Cat Kid Comic Club. Which book do you prefer? Do you prefer the Cat Kid Comic Club or one of the Dogman books?
Well, I like both of them, but my favorite were Dogman books because little Petey acted a lot younger, and it was so cute.
He is a rather cute cat.
Yeah, he's a tiny little kid.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and give assign stars to this book? So we'll say the best out of 5 stars, where 5 is the highest, the best you give them. You know, hey, this is the winner, and 1 is the worst. I don't think I'll ever read this book again. So to you, Tessa, how many stars would you give the Cat Kid Comic Club?
Well, I can read it in maybe 20, 25 minutes. It's kind of short. Well, it's long, but the story actually is kind of short to me. The comics, some of the comics were a bit slow, but overall it was really silly. So maybe 4 stars.
4 stars? Cool. Well, that's a very honest opinion. I like your opinion on that. What about you, Logan? How many stars would you give the Cat Kid Comic Club?
I'd give it 5 because it's kind of like a Dogman book, and I like to go back to my books and read through the series.
Cool. So
sometimes I go through different series, like Hilo.
So you like how it reintroduces you to the characters?
Yep.
Awesome. There was one other question I had about the Cat Kid Comic Club. I can't remember. Oh, so now that you've seen a book that has introduced people to making comic books, do you guys want to go out and make comic books now?
Well, kinda. Yeah, I actually had an idea. I kind of wanted to make a dragon school, so...
I just got an idea. How about... So, my dad puts these out on a page, and there's always pictures on it, so maybe me and you could each make a comic book cover and put it out on that page. Cool. Just the cover.
That's a really great idea, Logan. I like that idea.
Couldn't it be made out of Legos?
You can make it out of Legos. You can make it however you want, and then take a picture of it. Have your dad email it to the to our podcast, comicswithmykids@gmail.com, and then we'll put it up on the as part of the show notes. So everyone that's listening to this can go to our show notes and see your Lego picture of a comic book.
And also, you could just draw the cover of the book and just put it there, take a picture of it, and then later you could draw the rest of the book.
The only problem is I don't think all of the pictures I want will fit on that page.
It's okay.
It's just one page.
I say you can make whatever you want, and then we'll put that in the show notes as part of the Cat Kid Comic List. And you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll open it up to all of our listeners. If you listen to this podcast, have your kids draw a comic book page and email it into the show, and we'll put it up on our website. We'll put it up on Facebook.
Should we take just the cover though?
It's whatever they want to do. If they want to draw a couple panels or something, shoot it over to the comicsmykids@gmail.com. So Tessa, is there anything else you want to talk about or add to the Cat Kid Comic Club?
There are 21 frogs in this whole thing. Okay. I want to read the cute little fluffy cloud of death.
You like that much? That sounds like a really cute and fun comic. What about you, Logan? Is there anything else you want to say about the Cat Kid Comic Club?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Tessa, thank you for joining us for the Cat Kid Comic Club. Logan, I don't know what we're going to do next, but I'm sure we have a list of comic books, and we'll talk to Tessa later to see if there's anything that she'd be interested in doing.
I probably think we should do King Arthur next.
Okay.
Didn't you start reading that book?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Matt D.
And I'm Logan D.
And we're with...
And I'm Tessa B.
And this has been Comics with My Kids. And you can find us on Apple Podcast,
Google Podcasts,
Stitcher,
and Spotify. Check out our shows over at thecomicscornerbox.blogspot.com.
You okay?
And thank you for listening. Good night.
Bye.
Adios. And why do you always say goodnight at the end of them? It's the middle of the day!